Hello everyone, this is Archana here. Welcome to another Zoom call with me. Today we will be talking about finances. We will be talking about what Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken to us all about on the 12th of May. Prime Minister Modi announced rupees 20 crore financial package. He's talking about going vocal for the local. He's talking about making India self-reliant, self-dependent. So today I have with me the master of the trade, Mr. Rohit Lal. He's based out of Mumbai and has been in the backpack industry from past 2 decades and even more. So let's welcome Rohit on board. Hello Rohit, how are you?
Very good, Archana. It's a pleasure to be here. I've seen some of your videos, and I think, I'm sort of honored to be here, and I hope, we'll have a good exchange today, so people get to understand more about, the package and more about finances and stuff like that. It'll be a pleasure to be of any use to you and your audience at large.
Thank you so much. Pleasure is all ours, Rohit. So let's start. Okay, so given the COVID-19 impact, do you see an opportunity for India to go beyond incremental growth and make a giant leap? Do you see what are those opportunities really?
So absolutely, so I read a famous saying which says that no crisis is a bad crisis, right?
Right.
So, if there's an opportunity in every crisis, and I think India is in a great position to grab the opportunity that has sort of been that is there for us as due to this crisis. Pretty much the entire world economy, the global trade, commerce, economic activity has come to a standstill, right?
Right.
And one of the primary reasons for that is that, China, where this entire COVID thing started, is the manufacturing hub of the world, right? So any
Absolutely.
country depends on China for imports of various goods, right? And
Yeah.
especially those that are used in manufacturing and other important trades, right? So if China comes to a standstill, it is not a surprise that the entire world economy will come to a grinding halt. So that
Absolutely.
is that is what China has made itself. There are two primary reasons why I think India is very well positioned to take advantage of this crisis. One is, like I said, China coming to a halt means that the entire world economy is hit, and no organization or no company today can afford this kind of a crisis, right? Because of reliance or
Right.
over dependence on one country.
Yeah.
So there is a pressing need for companies and countries and organizations to de-risk their business, right? So
Yeah.
tomorrow, if there's another COVID, let's say COVID 2022 or COVID 25 in the next few years, God forbid if that happens, So I hope that lessons have been learned. And if people do decide to move out of China and look at other destinations, other countries, I'm pretty sure, and you'll agree with me, that India definitely will be in the top 4 or 5 countries that are competitive to China or can compete with China. So
Absolutely.
this
I
is one
think
of
this
the
is a good
reasons.
news for India.
Absolutely, I think there's a great opportunity. And the other thing is also you would have been reading in the media that there's a huge amount of outrage against China. So because of these two reasons, I think there is a fair amount of I would say no, I wouldn't use the word animosity, but there is a bit of re-looking at the strategy, which is maybe completely China dependent at this point of time, right? So
Right.
for these two reasons, I'm very excited that India, has a huge opportunity, and we can really grab this. And I'll tell you an example.
Yeah.
So this is in many ways similar to, if you remember, in 2008 when there's this Tata
Yes.
Indica factory which was set up in Singur in Bengal, and
Right.
they ran into some problem with the opposition leaders, opposition
Right.
parties, and there's a protest which is going on, and the production was halted, the
Right.
factory was shut down, and
Halted.
there's a huge amount of unrest and chaos in the
Absolutely.
factory. And at that point of time, Mr. Ratan Tata, though they had invested like upwards of 1,000 crores in that plant, he
Project. Yeah.
took this decision, very principled decision, to move out of Singur. And he said, I don't
Yeah.
care about what happens to the investment. If I get something back, great. If I don't, it's fine. I'm willing to write it off.
Yeah.
And that was an opportunity for states, many others,
Gujarat.
many states, right? But
Yeah.
Mr. Modi used to be the chief minister of Gujarat in those days, and I'm
Right.
told
Yeah.
this is not
Hmm.
verified, But I'm told that, when Mr. Modi came to know of this development, he sent an SMS to Mr. Tata, right? And Archana, it was just a one word SMS and it says
Yeah.
Suswagatam, which means
Right.
welcome, right?
Yeah.
And it is such a powerful word. It's a small
Right.
word, but look at the impact of it.
Right.
Suswagatam.
Right.
What it means is
Yeah.
you're welcome to my state. We'll do everything that you want. We'll give you every possible help in the shortest possible time. We'll cut through all the red tape and bureaucracy, and we'll work
Right.
with you to ensure that there's minimum downtime between your plant shifting from Bengal, which is like far east, to Gujarat, which
Right.
is the farthest west of India. So
Right.
that is exactly the situation we are in. And
Right.
if we are as proactive as Mr. Modi was as the chief minister, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that we can do things quickly and make a very very compelling pitch, to businesses and corporations and countries to at least move part of the business. It's I don't see it feasible that if someone is going to move everything to India overnight. But I think we
Yeah.
need to make a start somewhere, and I think this is
Yeah.
as good or maybe a better time to start than earlier. The other thing
Right.
which
You're
we must do
absolutely right.
for industries,
Right.
we must be
Right.
much more selective, at least to begin with. We must pick our areas or sectors that we feel that we have the right to win in, right? So we must
Yeah.
pick our battles or pick our sectors very carefully, and maybe I'd like to name some of them. So there is auto
Please.
sector, in which India is very very competitive. We are producing
Yeah.
many cars and two wheelers and even commercial vehicles and so on. Pharma is another
Right.
industry. IT products is one more industry. Auto
Right.
ancillaries is something that we should seriously look at. So there are multiple industries which I feel and a lot of us feel that we are very competitive in, and we must, like I said, make a pitch to companies who are engaged in these businesses in these sectors, and give them a
Right.
proposal which is impossible to turn down, right?
Right.
So
Right.
that's the one part. That's as far as sales is concerned. Then you come to delivery. And
Right.
Archana, that one of the biggest issues against India has been the amount of bureaucracy, the amount of red tape, the amount of formalities and windows that you have to go
Yes.
to seek clearance, right? So that is something
Absolutely.
which is held against us. So there is, I'm sure you've heard of something called the ease of doing business,
Right.
which is World Bank initiated project, and it
Yeah.
covers pretty much all the countries in the world. Um,
Right.
if you look at India's sort of position in the ease of doing business in 2014, we were at a rank of 128 out of 190
Mm-hmm.
countries. And
Wow.
we've
Hmm.
now leapfrogged, I would say, from 128, and now we're at 63 in 2019. So we've
Lovely.
jumped 55 places, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
55 is not good enough if we are expected to get business of so many MNCs, right? So we must ensure that we ease a lot of our regulations, our sort of reforms need to be pushed, bold reforms which we haven't pushed in the
Right.
last 10 years for very reasons unknown. We must push them right now, right? We must give a very good signal to anyone who wants to set up their shop in India that we are very hungry
Right.
for your business, and we are willing to look at everything that is holding us back. So whether it is land reforms, labor
Right.
reforms, contract law,
Right.
banking
Right.
regulations,
True.
nothing is going to hold us back in terms of getting your business or at least making a pitch for it. So that is,
Lovely.
I don't know if I hope it answers your question, but yeah,
Absolutely, it does. And I
thank you.
think India is quite ready for it. And even the people are quite ready for it and very excited about it. Reason being, I mean, since you've been in the banking sector, you would be knowing, I mean, there must be so many people coming to you with their records and looking for loans to set up an industry with so much of paperwork going on behind it, both on the part of the bank and the person wanting to set up the industry. I think with the kind of proposal Mr. Modi has given in today, I think he has made the life very easy. I mean, for the micro from 25 lakhs to a 5 crore, I think this is something really amazing. I think he's given a huge leverage in every industry, be it micro, small or medium. I think, and to pay it up in 4 years time, I think this is again a good, very attractive for everybody, and everybody would want to jump in. But do you think this is really going to happen sometime very soon, or it's going to still take some more time? to get implemented? What people has in store for them?
So, yeah, I think it's important for us to understand a little bit more, and especially for people who've heard the term loosely, MSME. Like you said, it stands for micro, small and medium enterprises.
Right.
And there are about 45 lakh plus MSMEs in the country, right?
Yes.
So that's a
Yes.
huge number of MSMEs that
Yes.
we have.
Yes.
These
Yes.
MSMEs are the biggest employers for Indians, right? They employ in
Right.
excess of 12 crore people, which is far higher than what the formal sector employs. Uh,
Absolutely.
they contribute to almost 20% of the GDP, right?
GDP.
Or
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And there are various things which are holding them back. So, like you mentioned, bank credit being one of them.
Yeah.
So clearly, SMEs are the backbone of our country. And if you look
Absolutely.
at, if you would have also heard about the government's vision of increasing the GDP of India from $3 trillion to $5 trillion in the next
5
5 years.
trillion. Yeah. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
if that is going to become a reality, then the biggest kicker, the biggest contributor, has to be the MSME segment, right? And
Yes.
various things which have happened in the last 6 years, have ensured that the MSME sector is given its due importance, and it is set up for a real rapid phase of growth in the next 5 years. So
Right.
there are a lot of good steps which have happened in the last 6 years, and like you mentioned, the recent announcements, and we can touch upon some of them. Uh, and really,
Sure.
one of the important things one of the key things which is holding back MSMEs is the availability of finance, right?
Hmm.
I've
Yeah.
interacted with like thousands of them in the last 20 years,
So you
and
think whatever change has happened or whatever is the announcement, this is for the people who are currently in the industry, or that government is welcoming new people come on board and take these, avail this facility, or is it just an upgradation of the current system? What do you think is going to be? Is it a
so
good
look,
news for middle income group people who want to maybe have a startup, or they need to again go through the formality of making a project and everything in detail? How is it going to be? Is it a good news for us?
it is excellent news. I mean, see, in a country like India, which is very complex, much more complex than perhaps any other country in the world, you can't do anything which touches 100% of the population. It is virtually impossible to take any policy decisions, or even if you take 1,000 decisions, there'll be still a crore people left out. So right now, the situation we are in, it's not possible to touch every single Indian that is there in our country. But it is definitely a huge boon for people who have formalized themselves, right? So this scheme, Archana, is intended for customers who have availed of a bank credit so far. It's not for
Already.
tomorrow, yeah, already, right? But the message of the government is very clear that if the only way to sort of grow and come out of situations like this, like COVID-19, is if you formalize yourself, right? If you make your earnings and your profits, etc., a lot more compliant and transparent. So
Hmm.
GST was a step which ensured that a lot of
Yes.
people start formalizing their purchases and sales and the business, right? If you look at it, the number of income tax payees has increased over the last 2-3 years. So now we've reached a level of about 5 crores, 5.5 crores,
Yes.
which is still very low,
Yes.
mind you, because it is hardly 3% or 4%. But it's still better than where we were a few years back.
Do you think Prime Minister Narendra Modi is preparing us to welcome the economies he's trying to have here in India, put up their bases here, manufacturing bases here? Do you think that this is what he's trying to do, create a base for
Yes,
them,
yes,
preparing us for
absolutely.
them?
Absolutely. So, look, if you look at what is called the trade gap, which is, so when I buy something from another country, I pay X rupees to the country for the goods that I purchased, or not rupees, it's dollars. And when I send my goods, which are produced in my country, to them, it is called exports. And let's say I get an income of Y dollars, right?
Yeah.
So the trade gap is X minus Y. So the amount of money that I'm paying minus the amount of money that I'm earning. right? So that trade gap is heavily tilted against India right now. So if I get companies to start manufacturing in India, right, and
Yeah,
there'll be two things which will happen. One, my imports will go down because these companies will produce goods in India, right?
absolutely. Yeah,
Which today I'm importing from China or let's say some other country. So that's number
right.
one. Number two, if they increase their capacity, so let's say India needs 100 units of a particular product. If they manufacture 20, then 100 are consumed in India and the 20 are exported, right?
Exported. Yeah,
Yeah. So this is a
yeah,
double win-win situation for us. So on the one hand, our imports are going down. On the other hand, our exports are going up. So this X minus
right.
Y trade gap that I was talking about comes down, right? So this is a brilliant way
Absolutely.
of this Make in India, which is not a great
A
success
success. Yeah,
earlier,
right,
but I'm sure
right.
we've learned our lesson and like we
Right.
said, this
And I think it's going
opportunity.
to give us a lot of opportunities as well, job
Absolutely.
opportunities, the way people have been, literally been sacked today, laid off today. I think it's going to create a lot of opportunities for us. People have been
100%.
thinking, considering options of migrating, earlier before COVID happened. I think with these people coming in, the foreign economies coming in, I think lots going to change for India. Maybe, yes, we are talking about a superpower in the future. Yeah.
The quality of life is good. There's adequate amount of benefits for them, adequate amount of sort of subsidies and so on. And
Right.
uh, they lead much better lives than they are doing today. So
Right.
yeah,
Great. I think this was a lovely conversation with you, Rohit. I think it's been quite an eye opener for everybody and everybody who has been thinking what to do next with the kind of announcement Prime Minister Narendra Modi has made. I think it's been quite a takeaway for us, for all of us out there. So, viewers, that was Rohit Lal for you. Thank you so much, Rohit, for coming on board and speaking to us. We thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. It's been very enlightening, and we'll keep having you over again and again. We have
absolutely.
lots more pressing topics to discuss with you.
Sure, anytime. It was a pleasure, Archana, and I'm always available. And I'll be happy to share my whatever knowledge I have with you and your audience. So pleasure, and stay
Thank you
safe.
so
And
much.
like I
Thank
say,
you so
stay
much.
positive, but stay Corona negative.
Yes, that's important. That's very important. Thank you so much. Very well said.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Rohit. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Archana, and wish you the same.
Thank you. So, viewers, that was Rohit Lal for you, the expert in the financial sector. He spoke to you about finances. He spoke to you about financial package. He spoke to you about the announcement of 20 lakh crore made by the Prime Minister of India. He spoke to us about the GDP. He spoke to about the reforms that need to be made. He spoke to about how you can avail the opportunity literally extended by the Prime Minister of India on the 12th of May. All you need to do is get together all your wits, courage, and grit and work towards it. You've been in the industry, you can still rule it. Let sun never set on you. This is the message. And yes, he talks about vocal for the local. All we are trying to create, all Prime Minister Narendra Modi trying to create is start a manufacturing base here so that whatever is being manufactured here, India becomes one of the consumers and India also becomes the exporter of that product, which means our dependency on the imports would reduce. So I think this is something very bright, something very positive, something very hopeful about the entire scenario. I think we should completely make use of the financial package being extended by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. If you have anything more on this, please reach out to me. Please reach out to Rohit Lal, and we will definitely have more discussions on this, more relevant topics to be discussed in this sector. Stay tuned for more, and I wish you all the very best.